Very good morning, students. The previous class we have discussed about what is muscular tissues, structure of muscular tissues, types of muscular tissues and functions, and nervous tissues we have discussed. Definition for the nervous tissues, structure of nervous tissues, components of nervous tissue, functions of nervous tissue we have discussed. So the chapter 6 tissues lesson over. Today we are going to start new chapter, that is why do we fall ill. This is the last chapter. Because the few chapters are CBSE board deleted. So that we have only 3 chapters. This is last chapter. So this is a life oriented chapter also. So in this chapter, full and full we are going to discuss what is disease, types of disease, what is health, what are the pathogens, what are the bacterial disease, viral disease, what is vaccine, what is antibiotics, how to prevent the diseases, how to control the transmission of diseases, like that. So many things we are going to discuss in this chapter. Okay, so life oriented chapter also, so kindly you observe that as the first. I want to remember the chapter 5 we have discussed what is cell. There we have discussed cell is a basic unit of life. We have discussed. Why the cell is called the basic unit of life? The cell is a basic unit of life because the cell is multiplied and it forms tissues. What is tissues? The group of cells called the tissues. Then the tissues forms organ. The organs are formed organ system. The organ systems are formed a complete organism. So for develop a complete organism, which is very important, which is a basic, cell is the basic. So that it's a basic unit of life is called. Okay, now cell is a dynamic place. Why it is called a dynamic place? Inside the cell, many chemical reactions occurs. In which cell the chemical reaction occurs? Each and every cells there is a chemical reaction occurs. And repairing the cells. So when there is a cell is damaged, then what will happen? Automatically the cell will be repaired. Okay, so this is also occurs inside the cells. And there is new cells are made. The cells, that means the more number of cells, the cell division occurs, then the new cells are being made. So these things are occurs inside the cell. So the cell is called is a dynamic place. These things are occurs. And the cell is made up of variety of chemical substances. That are, the first one is carbohydrates, protein, and third one is fat. Or lipid. So these are the chemical substances which present inside the cell. So now we have discussed the cell is basic unit of life. Because of this reason it is called the basic unit of life. The cell is a dynamic place. Why it is called a dynamic place? These things are occurs inside the cell, so it is called a dynamic place. And the cell is made up of carbohydrate, fat and protein. So these are just introduction. Next we are going to see health and its failure. Okay, now the cell is a basic unit we have discussed. The cells are divided and form the tissues. The tissues are formed organ system. So we have a different type of organs. Example, heart is an organ. Lung is an organ. Kidney is an organ. And at last, brain is an organ. So these are the such organs which is present in our human body. These organs have specific structures and functions. For example, the heart is the function of the heart is beating, and the lungs function is breathing, kidney filtering urine, and the brain is responsible for thinking. So these are the such type of organs which is present in our body and its role. So when we fall sick, what will happen? These organs may affect. These organs may affect maybe lungs or kidney. So what will happen? The specific organs will not function. So what will happen? It is affect our total body mechanism. This affect our total body mechanism. And this organ should be coordinated. Then only we can balance our body. Or else we cannot balance our body. For example, the heart is not beating properly. What will happen? There is no flow of blood. The blood only carries nutrients, gases like oxygen, carbon dioxide, and transport the hormones and transport the waste materials from one to other place. So if it is not function properly, this heart, what will happen? There is many problem arise. So we cannot balance our body. And the lungs responsible for the breathing. If breathing is not occurs, our cells cannot get oxygen. So it is a big problem. And kidney is not filtering the urine that contains nitrogenous waste material. So all the waste materials are deposited in our body and it leads to many side effects. And the brain is very important. If it is not thinking, we cannot do any activities. So that all the organs should be coordinated. Then only we can balance our body. Others we cannot balance. Okay, when we fall sick, what will happen? If any part of the organ may functionless, so we cannot balance our body. Next, we are going to see health and its failure. Health and its failure. In the significance of health. Significance of health. Why should be health? What of health. We have to be healthy. Then only before we see no such organs function properly and help to balance our body. Suppose if you are not healthy, that functions will not occur in the particular organs, then it leads to many issues. So that the health is very important one. Health is very important one. Now, what is the definition for the health? Health definition. This is very important. Very short answer. What is health? A state of being well. State of being well enough to function physically, mentally and socially. This is called health. A state of being well. A state of being well. Enough to function physically, mentally and socially. In these three aspects, they are well-being. They do not have any problem physically, mentally and socially. That person should be called as healthy person. That person should be called as a healthy person. So, a person should be physically, mentally and socially well-being. Then only they call a healthy person. For example, this is a best example. We have our grandparents. When they are healthy, they visit neighbor's home, they go for purchase something, or they involve some activities. When they are physically, mentally and socially good or well-being. Suppose when they fallen sick, any type of problem, any type of disease, what will happen? They cannot move, they cannot go to neighbor's home, they cannot visit neighbor's home, they cannot go other places, they stay in bed because they are not healthy. So, for our regular activities, need healthy. If you are not healthy, we cannot involve our regular activities. Okay, so that the health is very important. Okay, next, the personal and community issues. Personal and community issues. Personal and community issues both matter for health. The personal and community issues both matter for health. For being health, personal also is responsible and also community also responsible for the health. Community also, that means the environment also responsible for or influence in the health. How it is, we are going to see. How it is, we are going to see. The environmental factors, that means the surroundings, wherever we survive, the surroundings are responsible for the or influencing the health. The community, the environmental, the surroundings responsible or influence in our health. How? For an example, there is a cyclone in any such part of the area. If cyclone occurs, what will happen? You know the effects of cyclone. So what will happen? So everywhere there is a water stagnating. Everywhere there is a water stagnating. Or if the garbage collector, those who are collecting the garbage near our surrounding, if they are not collecting the garbage, what will happen? The full of everywhere the garbage. When the water is stagnant or surrounding, what will happen? The houseflies or mosquitoes will increase, and it carries so many diseases, and many diseases are spread. And the drainage is not clean properly, what will happen? There is a bad smell, and everywhere there is a sewage or drainage water. So what will happen? These are the responsible for the causing diseases or spreading diseases. Again, the surroundings are responsible for individual health. Example, cyclone occurs. If the garbage is not collected properly every day, they are collecting the garbage if not collected properly. The drainage is not clearing properly. If the water is stagnant or in our surroundings, what will happen? This is favorable for the microorganisms, and variety of disease may spread. Because in that contaminated water, many pathogens are survived. The pathogens are microorganisms carried by the vectors like mosquitoes or houseflies or any type of vectors can carry these microorganisms and responsible for spreading the diseases. So that the surrounding also influence in our health. The surrounding also influence, that means the community also responsible for individual's health. Okay, so these are such points in the personal community issues both matter for health. Okay, so the public cleanliness is important for individual health. Public cleanliness is responsible for individuals health. How? Before we discussed that the garbage is not collected, the water is stagnant in the surroundings, the drainage is not clean properly. What happened? Disease may spread. So the public cleanliness is also responsible for the individual's health, and which is need for individual health. Need for individuals health. The first one is food. Food is very important for individual health and health. Second one is health. Second one is health. Is responsible. These are important for the individual health. Okay, and the third one is social equality is also need individuals, and fourth one is harmony. Harmony means what is unity. So these are need each and every individuals. Then only they will be healthy. These are the necessary for the individual's health. Okay, here the health means what here? Happy mood. So here food, happy, social equality and harmony. These are very important for the individual's health. Okay, now we discussed the personal community issue, both matter for health. How the personal and the community is involved in the individual health we are discussing now. Next we are going to see prevention and transmission of disease. Prevention and the transmission of disease by maintaining hygiene and sanitation. Prevention and the transmission of disease by maintaining hygiene and sanitation. If you follow the personal hygiene and sanitation, we can prevent a lot of diseases. For that, we have to follow 5 F. The first one is fluid, fingers, feed, flies, and flood. So these are the 5 F's we have to follow. If we follow the 5 F's, we can prevent the lot of diseases. How? You see, there is a fecal matter. Fecal matter means what? The waste material is there. So the fluid means what? Water is very, very important. So for all living organisms need water. So when we are conserving water, and that is hygiene. Okay, we have to store the water. So the water is protected and treat the water. So here the water is protected and we have to treat the water. So that is very important for the healthy person. Okay, the fluid should be protected and boil the water and then we should drink. So what will happen? We can maintain the cleanliness. And figures, we are using the figure for many functions. Now, all functions without fingers we cannot. So before cooking and after eating, so we have to clean our fingers properly. And after defecation, we have to clean our fingers properly, that is sanitation. Say, if you do this, we can maintain the healthy life. And third one is feed. So what you have to do? Clean the vegetables and fruits before use. In the field, the fruits and vegetables are there. we are collecting the fruits and vegetables, okay, and we have to clean before use and avoid the open defecation. We should not release or waste in the open places. Okay, and flies. When we cook food, that should be covered. When it is used, then you open the vessel until it should be covered. Okay, and often we have to clean our vessels or areas so we can control the flies. That is sanitation. And finally, flood. Is there any proper drainage system? We can prevent the stagnation of water, and there is no chance for the breeding for mosquitoes, and there is a less chance for spreading diseases. So if we follow the 5 F's properly, we can follow the hygiene and sanitation in these 5 F's. There is no disease transmission. There is no chance for transmission of diseases. So the fecal matter spreads through this way. Okay, if we follow the 5 laws, we can maintain the healthy. So everybody should follow 5 F. That F are fluid, fingers, feet, flies, and flood. These are the 5 F's. And next we are going to see distinctions. Between healthy and disease free. Between health and disease free. There is a distinction between the disease and healthy and disease free. Okay, you should know definition for the diseases. Definition for the diseases. Before we discuss what is health. Now, definition for the disease. What is meant by disease? The body is in discomfort. The body is in discomfort or difficult. Discomfort or difficult. That condition is called as disease. For example, when we are not unable to breathe properly, so there is something occur, something happen. Okay, that's why the lung is not functioning properly. So that condition is called as disease. Okay, again, now we are discussing about distinctions between the health and disease free. What is meant by disease? The body is in discomfort or difficult, unable to do any activities. That condition is called diseases. Okay, now we are going to see examples. The first example, there is a good dancer. The dancer should be healthy and disease free. So then only he can give such a nice movements, nice tips. Then only the dancers can give a nice movements or nice steps. There is a musician, example the flute player. When he is disease free and when he is healthy, then only he can give such a good music. If they infected the respiratory problem, they cannot play their instrument, so they cannot give. such nice music, so that everybody, not only for musician, not only for dancers, for everybody, the health and the disease free very important. So then only they are called healthy and disease free person. Now, health and disease free is the same or different? The health and disease free is same or different? Is a different. Now we are going to see differentiate between health and disease. The first point, the health is a state of physically, mentally and socially well-being. Again, the health is a state of physically, mentally and social well-being. The disease-free is a state of free from discomfort. Free from discomfort. Okay, free from discomfort or difficulty. Okay, in any part of the body. In any part of the body. Again, the disease free is a state of free from discomfort in any part of the body. So they are not feel any difficulty in our body, in their body. So that is called disease free. Here it depends on the second point. It depends on environmental factors. Environmental factors influence and social and individual are responsible. The health depends on environmentally, socially and individually. It depends the health. And here the disease free, it depends individual only. Here environment, social and individuals are responsible for health. But in a disease free, it depends individual only. The individual only responsible for their healthy. Next, third point, a healthy person will be a disease free. A healthy person will be a disease free. Healthy person will be a disease free. A healthy person will be a disease free. But a disease free person may or may not be healthy. Disease free person may or may not be healthy. If the person is healthy, there is no diseases. But here, the disease-free person may, disease are not there, but the person may be weak. What is the reason? He is not taking food properly, so he is weak. No disease, but he is weak. But here, a healthy person must be a disease-free person. Here, the disease-free person may be or may not be a healthy person. Sometimes the disease-free person may have some nutritional deficiency. Okay, so these are differentiation between the healthy and the disease-free is very important. 3-mark question. Differentiate between the healthy and the disease-free. So both are different. Both are different. And last, causes of diseases. Disease and it cause, how the disease cause, how the disease cause. In that, what does disease look like? What does disease look like? What does disease look like? Is possible to see the diseases, any type of disease that may be a bacterial diseases or viral diseases. Is it possible to see? No, we cannot see. We cannot see any type of diseases. Then, how will you identify a person falling sick? The function of organs becomes slow. There is a problem in the function of organs. So the organs cannot perform properly. So we can identify something is happened. Something is happened. Maybe any type of pathogens or damage the organ so that it is not function properly. So we can identify the disease only with help of symptoms and sign. Symptoms and sign. What are symptoms? The symptoms mean it is apparent. Only the infected person can realize. For example, the back pain is there, the headache is there. So these things only the such person can feel. Only such person can feel, not others. Okay, so that is called as symptoms. Again, the person only can feel any problem. For example, back pain, headache, or loose motion. Only the particular person can feel it. That is called symptoms. Then what is sign? It is visible for others also. The sign, it is visible for others also. For example, skin rashes. Skin rashes. The small red like dots or appears on our body sometimes. That is called as skin rashes. So it is visible others. But the headache or back pain, stomach pain, so only can feel the particular person. Okay, there are some various type of symptoms. The first one is headache. Is a symptom. Then cold is a symptom. And cough is a symptom. and loose motion is a symptoms, and fourth one is wound with pus is a symptoms. Okay, so these are the such example for the symptoms. Another one, the headache is there. We cannot say if headache is happen or if we have a headache, we cannot say that is meningitis. Meningitis is a brain related disease. The meningitis is a brain related disease. Okay, if the brain is not function because some microbes disturb the function of the brain. So what will happen? The first symptom is headache. So all the headache is not considered as a meningitis. Meningitis is a type of disease. The major symptom for the meningitis is a headache. So if we have a headache, we cannot conclude it we have meningitis, because the headache may come for the various reasons. The first reason, exam stress. Exam stress is the first reason. Or any other reasons are there for the headache. But if we have a headache, we should not decide we have meningitis is a type of brain related disease. We should not think like that. Many reasons are there for the headache. Okay, so these are such symptoms. Okay, so the symptoms indicates the specific disease. For example, when a person sneeze or when a person cough, so it indicates they have a common cold. When a person sneezes or when a person cough, it indicates they have a common cold. Like that, each and every diseases have a specific symptoms. But more than one symptoms have the same diseases. We should not think if we have a headache, we should not think we have a meningitis. Okay, so these symptoms indicate that we have a specific diseases. Okay, so according to the symptoms, only doctor decide we have infected by this type of diseases, and according to that only is giving the treatment. Okay, so these are the some symptoms. And next we are going to see acute and chronic disease. Acute and chronic disease. Acute and chronic disease. What is acute disease? The disease lasts for only very short time. The disease lasts for only short time. The disease may come, but only for short time. Example, cold. Example, common cold. Very few days only we feel the common cold, and after a few days we recover. So the disease lasts for only short time, called acute disease. And the chronic disease, the disease lasts for long time or lifetime. A long time or lifetime. Lifetime fully the disease will be there. Example, elephantiasis. elephantiasis. What is elephantiasis? It's a type of disease. In Tamil they call Yanaikal Vyadi. In Tamil they will say Yanaikal Vyadi. The infected person legs look like an elephant's leg. So it is called elephantiasis. So if you are not identified earlier days when we found this disease, we cannot cure, and the disease will come lifetime. Okay, so these are two types of disease. The first disease is acute disease. The disease lasts for only short time, and the chronic disease for long time or lifetime continue. That is called a chronic disease. The question will come: differentiate between acute and chronic disease. Acute and chronic disease. Okay, it's very important 3-mark questions. So far, we have discussed about what is health and its significance, what is disease, the type of disease, the public cleanliness is influence in individual health. We have discussed, and the difference between the healthy and disease free. These things we have discussed today. I will share you the worksheets. Kindly